It's Thursday, October the 6th, and you're tuned in to the TNIAB podcast. I'm Vince.
I'm Anthony.
And this is the Geek Chic Culture Show. We talk about all the cool things in the whole wide world. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you're all excited. I know you are. I told you all I'd talk about Overwatch this week, but I'm just messing. I'm going to talk a whole lot of Overwatch
I checked
this
out
week.
the menu, baby.
Oh, man, I did more than that. I got in, and I played so much. But we'll get there, because I'm sure there's a lot of stuff here we got to go through before we get to the good. So let's start with our picks of the week. I'm going to kick it off with Nintendo, because Nintendo had, honestly, they probably had the biggest announcements this week.
Did they?
I think they did. They showed off 14 minutes of chunky Pokemon gameplay.
True.
Of LeChonk.
There's a lot of chonky crabs in there. Some chonky squirrels.
This game continues to look better and better.
Are you going to play it, though?
Does it matter if I play it or not?
Yes.
What if I buy it? Then I've shown my support.
Then you should play it.
No. At this point, if I buy it, that means I support the changes that they've made, and I want to support the game.
You're right, but you should also play it.
No. I'm going to keep it sealed.
You're crazy. Goddamn.
And I'm just going to leave it.
Are you going to get the dual pack sealed so you can maximize your value?
There's a dual pack?
There's always dual packs now.
No way.
It's 2 games in one package.
Really?
Yeah. Not one cart.
Then there's no point.
But you get an exclusive slip cover.
No.
Dude, exclusive box.
What makes you think I'm buying a physical edition of this game?
Why wouldn't you?
Because it's faster for me to download it.
No, just go to the store.
It's faster. It's faster for me to download it.
You work in a shopping megaplex. Just go pick it up.
It's still faster for me to download it.
Damn.
By the time I clear security clearances to get out of my building, go down to the store and pick it up, it's already on my Switch.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine to download it. I know.
Leave your Switch at home. All right.
Why? Then what's the point of buying it?
Oh, my God.
Anyways, they showed off a lot of cool stuff. Battles look intense. Turns out you don't have to actually battle half the time.
Yeah.
You just throw out your Pokemon and he just wrecks shit in the wild, auto level up. Oh, I can't. That looks so exciting.
Did you ever get to the point in Persona 5 where if an enemy was a certain level below you, it would just insta-kill them before you even got into the battle?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they just took that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's good.
And just you don't have to fight wild Pokemon anymore.
I like it.
All right.
It's great. Because they have it in Arceus. Only in Arceus, you also level up for catching Pokemon.
Haven't they had that for a while?
No, if you catch it, you lose the experience.
Huh, I swore they had that in Sun and Moon, but I can't tell. I can't remember. Oh, well.
No. So, no. It shows off the game has like 3 main themes or stories. Like one of them is the classic Victory Road, get your badges, go become the leader. The other one is fight 3 schools, or clubs. I don't know what they're called, where you basically show up, knock on their door, and raid their asses until the boss comes out.
That's kind of crazy.
And then the last one is you're like an adventurer and you're looking for the Titan Pokemon, which all seems cool. It was only a sliver of content, but I feel like this is a Pokemon game where they've really thought about how they would finally evolve this formula. And it's looking exciting. Like the fact that you can take selfies now, that's game changer. Couldn't take selfies in the previous one. I'm digging it. I'm really into it. The other one was Mario. The Mario movie?
Yeah. I got no words.
Oh, because you're excited. You're excited.
It's so weird. So weird.
But this is your dream. Video games taking the main stage.
Listen, that already happened, okay? The Rock, the biggest movie star of them all, was in Doom, all right?
Yeah, but now arguably the biggest video game character is on the big screens.
Yeah, and not voiced by The Rock, all right?
You're right. Voiced by someone even better.
Chris Pratt.
This
trailer
is good. It's so good.
It's so weird.
But it's so good.
It feels like every other children's movie. Like all of the story beats, all of the jokes, like they're very the same, I guess, as like every other children's trailer I've seen ever.
Yes.
And I guess for that audience, that works out. So maybe this has like a better chance of being good because it just follows like a very typical formula.
Well, duh, because video games are for children.
True.
And that's exactly what this is marketed towards.
And that's why we're children.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess. I don't. Hearing Chris Pratt as Mario is so fucking weird.
But it's also good.
It's.
I just want you to know.
I cannot make a value judgment because there was not enough voice lines.
Okay, but how about Jack Black as Bowser?
That was pretty good.
All right, there you
That
go.
was pretty good.
I'm telling you, Chris Pratt's gonna be great. And just know, from here on out, Chris Pratt will be Mario.
No.
A whole generation.
Wait, like the video game Mario?
Yeah.
No.
Like a whole generation will associate Mario
I can't.
with
No!
Chris Pratt.
I can't.
And you
No.
will be the boomer in the corner being like, my time, Mario.
He just said Mario and we.
But now it's Chris Pratt.
Dude,
He's
I
going to
can't.
be witty.
He can't. If Odyssey 2 has Chris Pratt voicing Mario, I'm going to lose my mind.
It will.
I can't. I'm not going to buy it.
I can't wait for the next Mario Party featuring Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt and friends. Oh,
do you think like
God.
in like the Mario Tennis next one, it's going to be like classic Mario, and then it's going to be movie Mario?
No,
but Chris
it's going to
Pratt
be
does
new
all
Mario.
Oh my God.
New Super Mario. Chris Pratt, baby.
Chris Pratt edition.
He's getting ready to take over the world.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like a kid's movie, but
I think it looks really pretty. I think
does.
it looks very beautiful, and I cannot wait for the eventual crossover with the Sonic movie.
that'd be cool.
That's the dream. That is the dream.
And they're at the Olympics.
No, that's a little too on the nose. That one's a little too on the nose.
All right.
They got to be playing Xbox or something.
Oh God.
The next movie trailer I want to talk about is, I think this is the final trailer before its actual release date, Wakanda Forever.
Mm-hmm.
They showed off a couple of new things here, but namely, Black Panther is a girl. Like, there is no question about it now. That's a chick.
But who?
You're right. That's still a mystery. I don't know, but it's a girl.
Because there's some other giant robot in there, and I assume that's going to be one other character.
It's Ironheart.
Yeah, the science lady. I assume that's her.
Not what's his face's sister.
Is it not?
No,
I assume that
Ironheart,
like the
Ironheart's someone
Wakandan
else.
Tony Stark equivalent is going to be
No,
Ironheart.
Ironheart is someone else.
Oh, okay.
Ironheart is someone else. The suit might be made by Shuri,
Fair.
but Shuri also might just be Black Panther.
True.
Then again, it could be the other chick, the #1 bodyguard,
Oh, that makes sense too.
right? I think she probably would make the most sense.
Some of the suit things that they hint at is pretty cool. Like when the Black Panther jumps down from like 70 stories in the air and then lands, and there's like this like anti-grav like wow around the suit and stuff.
That's not anti-grav.
Or what it like dampens the landing, I guess, but it's pretty cool.
Do you forget Black Panther? What his suit does?
100%.
He absorbs every force.
Oh, he's got kinetic energy.
And then he can like shoot it back at
That's
you.
cool.
So any force he takes from that fall gets absorbed into the suit and then blasts it back out for like the equivalent. I think the biggest news is Namor can fly.
That was Namor?
Yeah.
He was flying?
Yeah. He had like wings on his ankles.
Yeah, what? You get like Icarus boots? What's
Yeah,
going on?
I thought that was the weirdest thing.
Are they going to start introducing the gods into the Marvel Universe with this thing?
Maybe. They already have. Thor exists.
No, but like, here's more like than just.
You haven't seen Love and Thunder.
I haven't.
They introduced all the gods.
Okay. All right.
Like
All right.
Zeus.
Is he there? He's chilling?
Dude, he's in there.
Okay.
So is his famous son.
Hercules.
Hercules.
What was that movie?
The
that
Nutty
came
Professor.
From? Nutty Professor. That was the one. And Eddie Murphy played like 17 different people.
Yeah, with like 4 different fat suits.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a good movie. I didn't realize that was him till I was like way older.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen the trailers and I knew it was him, but I don't know if I've
seen the movie?
I don't know if I've seen anything past the first one.
Wow. All right. Yeah, that's Wakanda Forever. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty cool. And then we got some video game trailers. First up, Modern Warfare 2's launch trailer. How you feel about Call of Duty?
I thought this was a movie. When they first showed this, I thought this was like Call of Duty's making the Resident Evil style 3D movies, and then it just went straight into gameplay. I'm like, God damn, whoa.
Yeah, that's video games, my man. That's
We're there.
Video games. Sometimes I forget, like, we're so, how can I say this? I think that a lot of the video game centric news now is centers so much around like indie development or like mobile stuff that you forget that the AAA shit is still like beyond. Yeah, like they are so far beyond what is available to what you normally see people playing on like Twitch nowadays. Which is crazy because like this game looks nutty. That said, it's not as nutty as the next game, Need for Speed Unbound.
This was actually like a AAA game that I was like excited about.
Yeah, so this is a racing game, and it looks like Need for Speed has completely just decided, like, okay, we know what we are. We're not going to try and play in the realm of real cars and shit. And they went, like, anime cell shading.
It
looks
so
kind of
cool,
wicked,
dude.
It does. It's like Auto Modelista Lite.
Yeah.
Comes out this year.
I'm looking at pictures of Automodelista right now. This game looks so cool. God damn.
Yeah, it looked cool.
This game still looks good. Oh my god.
So hard to play.
The game's actually unbeatable. No one's ever beat it.
I wonder if I could beat it now. I don't know.
Was that game peer-to-peer servers?
Auto Modelista?
Yeah, because I had online play.
I have no idea.
I wonder if I could run an Automodelista server.
Why would you want to?
Why not?
Fair. Fair enough. Can't stop you, I guess. All right. But yeah, no, Need for Speed Unbound, December 2nd. It's coming out. Yeah, it's a cool looking game. Who was the rapper? Is that ASAP Rocky?
I was gonna say it looked like ASAP Rocky.
ASAP? Okay.
So it was. I didn't want to assume. Or else,
I'm pretty sure it was him.
it was either that or they modeled it off him, and it's just they modeled ASAP Rocky.
It was hard to tell. He was animeified,
Yeah.
so I don't know. The game looks wicked though.
With the fact that they're going so bonkers now with like the customization and the cell shading, like makes certain things pop, like the tape over the headlights, and like that one car was like the two-tone.
Yeah.
All the drift dust is like 2D.
Yeah.
Animation looking. It looks real good. It looks
kind of
nice.
wild.
And if they just keep the same like Need for Speed gameplay, like it's pretty arcadey already. I don't think they'll go all the way to like a Midnight Club style where it's like, here's a power up, baby. Shockwave.
No. Yeah, it looks exciting.
It looks very good.
And then lastly, Monster Hunter. Oh wait. I mean Wild Hearts. This had a 7-minute gameplay trailer, and Wild Hearts, man, if it didn't look like Monster Hunter already, it is 100% Monster Hunter now.
Yeah.
Only way crazier, I would say. The building mechanic that they have implied seems like it offers you a lot of different options.
Yeah, there's like different ways you can like build different buildings, but if you build certain buildings like close together, it'll create something else. So the guy put up like 2 of the wall buildings, and then it created like a gate that like shot back an attack at the monster. The dude would build like the flying thing, but then hold it and build it longer, I guess, like charge up the building, and it became something else.
Yeah.
You could put like bombs and then transfer that with like your weapons to blow it up early and do all this kinds of crazy stuff. It looks really interesting.
Yeah. It seems like all the weapons have some sort of transformation phase.
Yep.
Not necessarily like the switch axe or the charge blade.
Yeah.
But it's more like we completely change into a different use case.
Yeah. The tonfa's turned into like a shuriken.
Yeah.
The sword has the chain sword.
Yeah.
The umbrella does something. I don't know.
I think the umbrella is a different type of sword. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, then you could interact with your teammates building items. Like you could climb their walls or whatnot, or use their. I think they got the umbrella had it was like the helicopter flight thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you could break parts off of these monsters, stun. They had elemental effects. And I want to say that this trailer confirms that hunts are a 3-party scenario.
Yeah, there was no player 4. I guess
Yeah.
like they would show off player 4 if it showed up. But
And all the gameplay trailers so far have 3 people running.
Mhm.
So I can only assume that's what it means. Game looks really, really vibrant.
yeah, a lot of the locales, they're crazy vivid. Like someone just took the vivid slider and cranked it to 11, which in this type of scenario where everything's like high fantasy, check out the sakura petals falling from the sky as you
it
fight
does
on this
have that.
lush green grass.
It has like a Ghost of Tsushima aesthetic, only way more
Like exaggerated.
yeah, and an imaginary
Yeah.
almost. Like a fantasy storybook.
When that boar like starts creating roots and stuff, and it's very
Like a fairy
like
tale.
Miyazaki, I
Yeah,
guess.
I would say
Yeah.
that. Sure. Looks cool.
It looks honestly, Monster Hunter needs another competitor to keep them on
It
their
does.
toes. Because I think they had on the PSP they had like Tokiden for a while, and then that just kind of died off, and then nobody made Monster Hunter style games until that indie studio released that one on Epic.
Oh, that's right. But that game had no legs. Like
Yeah,
it
but
just-
that game sucked. So
Listen, it was all right. It was all right.
So hopefully some big guns coming in. Koei
Yeah,
Tecmo
it is
and
nice to see
EA.
this because it looks like they are putting like 110% into this to hope to make a dent into the Monster Hunter crowd.
Yeah. And it's crazy how big that market has become. Like if you look at world sales numbers and Iceborne sales numbers, they're bonkers. They're crazy, like multi-million.
No,
sales.
it's true. And like one of the things about Monster Hunter is like their, I would say, how can I describe their evolution, or like the way in which that they have evolved their game moves at such a glacial pace because they have no reason to.
Yeah.
Right. Like this game actually looks like it's trying to, it's clearly aping that genre of game, but it's trying to add changes to it that, I don't know, make it seem more attractive, we'll say.
It seems more action heavy.
Yeah.
Whereas like Monster Hunter, for as much as Rise is so bonkers, it is still very methodical. Right?
It's methodical, yeah.
Right? I wait for the Tigrex to turn around 2 times. I crank him with the level 3 with the greatsword.
Yeah.
I do all this stuff. But this one, it seems like they're trying to make it a more like fluid environment, going from attack to build to run away to whatever.
Yeah, and they do make it clear, like if the player in this game goes down immediately.
I think they just did that for
Probably,
dramatic effect,
but I
to
hope
bring in player 2.
I hope it is,
Hard mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe like not hard mode, but I want it to be. I want you to like. You have to take these things seriously. Like yes, it's easy if you're in the zone, but the minute you decide to distract yourself, you're out.
And I do think that's something that Rise was missing, and I think we've talked about it before when the game came out, where we're just like, as veterans, we just mowed through this game.
Yeah.
It was so easy. Like you could get to the end game in like under a week. But like that level of challenge is kind of needed for these kind of games.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, no, Wild Hearts comes out February. Yeah, from here on out, there's a good list of games to look forward to. In the near future.
We're getting back into it.
Yeah, it's nice. Like it's coming through the holiday season, and looks like it's gonna stick around until March at least in terms of for games, right? Because I think next up, like Modern Warfare is like in 2 weeks.
Ooh.
And then it's, I guess, Pokemon.
Yeah. The Need for Speed.
Need for Speed, Wild Heart.
Wait, did Madden come out?
I think already. That's usually
okay. Yeah, because that's the jumping off point, right?
Yeah.
Is like Madden comes out,
Madden's
and then every starts releasing their stuff.
I'm pretty sure Madden is like the end of August, beginning of September. Yeah. Sorry, between Pokemon and Modern Warfare is God of War.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so like that's like another big one. So, but there's a lot of games coming out.
Did The Last of Us remake come out?
That came out.
Yeah, that's out now.
That's out.
Okay, yeah, there's a bunch of good games coming out.
Yeah, I want to say there's something else in January that's left my mind. But
Wolong. I don't know when that game comes out actually.
Actually, maybe you're right.
Might be
that could be January. Wolong.
Wolong. Oh, yeah. Early 2023. No release date.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do? Anyways, that was it from my picks.
Okay, I got some stuff. If you probably don't remember, but way back in the year pre-pandemic, 2018, I had covered a story because there was a bunch of like artist lawsuits in the news.
Okay.
And in 2018, Catherine Alexander filed a lawsuit against Take-Two's WWE 2K line of games because they reproduced her tattoo, which is Randy Orton, without her permission. And there was a big, like, I guess, artistic property right about if you get a tattoo and it's on your body, do you own that tattoo? Or does the artist who drew that tattoo own the copyrights to the tattoo on your body?
Okay.
And it was a very interesting, like, gray area case because if you want to accurately portray some of these wrestlers, they have a lot of tattoos. So you'd want to do that, right? Originally, she had been offered $450 for the right of the tattoo, which she turned down, which I think that the WWE contacted her itself and was like, we'll give you $400 for the rights to Randy Orton's tattoo so we can use it in other stuff. She said no. And then when 2K put it in the game, they argued that it was considered fair use because they were used for the purposes of recreating Randy Orton rather than express it, like only recreating her tattoo.
Yeah.
Right. And so the judge rejected this argument. It came out in Detroit. It took this long, but the jury had decided that Alexander was entitled to just under $4,000 in terms of monetary compensation, and that is strictly because that none of the game's profits came as a direct result of Randy Orton's tattoo being in the game. So they awarded her the like, I guess what would be fair compensation for use.
Okay.
But this kind of sets a pretty interesting precedent going forward when recreating celebrities in video games.
Kind of wild,
right? So we'll see how this changes going forward. Like if later 2K games aren't just going to pay for tattoos every year.
Yeah, note to self: don't get a tattoo.
So yeah, it's kind of crazy, and this also changes things for like, yeah, if you're a celebrity and you have a tattoo,
yeah, like do I have to pay royalties to my artist
to
now?
your artist every time you're in a movie or something, or do they have to digitally take out your tattoo every single time? Do you have to buy out the rights to the tattoo on top of paying for the tattoo?
Yeah, I know. Like if I go for a photo shoot at Vanity Fair and like one of them is my
Yeah,
tattoo, like
yeah.
what? Okay.
It's a pretty interesting legal precedent set in the States. So I thought that was an interesting close to that story.
Yeah.
So you can read that on I think most of the gaming websites have it.
All right. Weird.
We talked about the Mario movie, which is crazy. Video Game Chronicles had 2 very interesting interviews with some Japanese developers. So the first one was with the Platinum CEO talking about Babylon's Fall.
Oh, why? What's there to talk about? It fell.
He finally broke his silence in this interview. Atsushi Inaba, and he's the one, as I said, like in previous weeks and previous months, where he wants to take Platinum from making the one-off 8-hour, 9-hour experience into making games as a service type games.
I'm all for it.
And he dropped the ball on this. I think the first word he said is, "We are extremely sorry."
Well, too bad.
Due to some, I guess, contracts, maybe there's some publishing arrangements. It prevented him from commenting in detail about why Babylon's Fall failed. But as the story goes through, it really sounds like there was some push and pull between the publisher and the developer, and Platinum. He kind of makes it out to seem like Platinum wasn't able to make the kind of game they wanted, in kind of a way that's like, we wanted to spend more time on the gameplay portion and less time on the monetization portion, but the publisher wanted the opposite.
The publisher was Square?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so take that as you will. There's definitely some very carefully worded things going on here to make sure to not step on any toes professionally. But this is a very interesting interview into kind of what goes on behind the scenes when creating games. And that's on Video Games Chronicle.com.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks, but oh well. Made a shitty game.
Yeah, you made a dog shit game, and what are you gonna do about it, I guess?
Yeah.
But on the other side, they had a very interesting interview with Team Ninja.
Oh, Team Ninja.
For Wolong, and that was it. Rise of the Ronin was more recently announced.
Yeah.
And they have this really great conversation about Maso core games. How like punishingly difficult games that you kind of have to like bang your head to get through.
Yeah.
Have become so popular.
For some reason, yeah.
Yeah, for some reason. And what this changes in terms of what kind of game they're creating and how the Soulsborne experiences changes the way that they think about character action. Super, super interesting. Really great interview. The title of the article is Team Ninja on Wolong and Ninja Gaiden's future and more. The one interesting thing for me is that they said, we would love to develop a new, or at least publish a new Ninja Gaiden game, but no one's like kind of come forward with any like great ideas or reasons to reignite the franchise.
Yeah, fair enough.
So this kind of shows that like Rise of the Ronin probably won't be like a spiritual successor to Ninja Gaiden, even though they're just using a bunch of assets from that game in the first trailer, which is a little disappointing. But maybe, I don't know, in the future, someone got an idea. It's a lot of money to make a new game.
now is not the time for ninjas.
Dude, what?
Now is not the
talking
time for
about?
Ninjas. It's not the time for ninjas.
Okay.
It's not the ninja era.
What is it, like 15 years between? It's been more than that. When did Razor's Edge come out? I was on the Wii U.
That's like 10.
Yeah. All right, we're almost there.
It's not the time for ninjas.
2025. We'll get some ninjas.
We'll see.
Yeah, that was a fantastic interview, so I just wanted to shut that out. You guys can go check that out also on Video Games Chronicle.
Yeah.
And then we got to talk about, before we get into your week, we have to talk about Blizzard. We have to talk about Overwatch.
Oh, yeah.
Overwatch 2 released, yesterday? 2 days ago? As of this recording?
Yeah, 2 days ago. Tuesday.
2 days ago.
Tuesday.
And they were hit with some less than stellar queues in the lobbies of Overwatch 2 purchasers, I guess, or players.
Yeah.
Where they would have upwards of like 40,000 people.
Yeah.
Waiting just to try and get in hours and hours.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out that Overwatch got hit by a massive DDoS attack on launch day.
They sure did.
This had the internet just like going like, how do you guys just get attacked on day one? Like your cybersecurity should be up and shit. Donkey made a pretty funny video on like a faux review on the loading screen, which was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of memes coming out about it.
Yeah.
But I am kind of surprised that they were that vulnerable on such an important launch day. I guess like hackers gonna hack, but you kind of would expect a company of this size to have the walls up a little bit higher.
I don't know. Like on one hand, yes, but if someone wants to rob your house, they're gonna rob your house.
True.
Right? Like we know that. Like
you can lock the door, they'll smash the window.
Right.
Yeah.
At the same time, all it shows is that Overwatch is still as popular, or at least way more popular than everyone thought it was. Because like the amount like that Overwatch in general has just covered everything.
Yeah.
Is I'm kind of surprised by it. I thought like it's gonna come back, but like I didn't realize it was
so many people were gonna come back.
Like people were ready and waiting for this shit, like myself included, obviously. So yeah, like I'm not super surprised because then I think about every previous huge online game release. They're always like this. Call of Duty gets this every fucking year.
True.
Right? True. Like it's not.
Their servers get slammed, but usually it's not to like outside hacking. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, but I mean like that's how it is. And the first week is always a nightmare for every. True. Apex had it.
Dude, trying to log into Final Fantasy on a new expansion release. God damn.
They took the game offline.
I know.
Right? like what? They stopped selling that game. Sure like that. Did, yeah. Like I think right now at the moment, Blizzard they're putting in their patches now. Like it's been down for an hour as of right now, and then it's going down for 3 hours in 10 minutes.
Okay. For
maintenance and server updates and whatnot. So yeah, it sucks. You know, especially now that they've moved to free to play and they have the battle pass season, and it's like you can't play. I'm sure someone will argue that, you should get, I don't know, refunded or something.
Well, yeah. So that's the thing. They're gonna start looking into like just downtime. Yeah. Yo, we're sorry. Maybe that's just gonna give you like an EXP boost for a while.
Yeah.
Or they'll give you like the first couple levels of a battle pass for free. I don't know what's gonna happen there. Sure. But they are looking into that. But the hits don't stop coming because apparently they have a new security.
They do
feature. So if you want to play Overwatch 2, it is required for you to have a phone number attached to your Battle.net account.
Yeah, you do.
And they got flack for this because they said that you cannot use prepaid phones numbers or VoIP phone numbers.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people online, they hit them with the emotional appeal of like, I have never been made to feel too poor to play a video game.
Like that, I don't buy that. I understand the idea of, putting in a phone number maybe is a step too far. At the same time, like look at the world we're in now, right? Like we are so connected.
Yeah.
Like I don't see this as an outlier. I see this as this is probably going to be more the norm as we move forward. Maybe like the first person to do it's obviously going to take the hit. Maybe this wasn't the time. As for the whole, God, I've never felt so poor. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Damn, you heard it here first, Vince.
Yeah.
Part of the bourgeoisie.
Because it's like, I seen your PC. You're running this shit at like 240 frames. What do you mean you're too poor?
That's the only way he could do it.
Now
he had to sell his phone.
The other argument I hear is, but it's not about being poor. It's about I just don't want to commit to a contract, or like, why am I being punished for the way I want to pay for my phone?
Yep.
And it's like, okay, fair enough. I that I can understand, but I mean, like, I don't know, and this probably is more just a personal choice, but I really don't see the difference between pay-as-you-go versus prepaid, other than, like, one you pay up front, the other one you pay at the end of a term.
Well, okay, let me paint you a picture.
Yeah.
You're a drug dealer.
Yes.
All right? And you got to ditch your phone after a high deal. All right?
Shit.
You chuck that shit in the river.
Okay. Well... Because with that argument, I'm like, okay, so you're vocal, like it's just a really vocal minority.
It probably I feel like most things on the internet are now. What's that meme going around where it's like in the 1950s you tell your friends that you want to fuck a toaster and they call you an idiot, and then 2022 you go online, so you want to fuck a toaster, and you find a community of 5,000 other people who tell you it's okay to fuck toasters, and you ruin your life. So
there's other like examples I saw for this too, where it's I don't want to be tied to a contract because
I can accept that because I'm also not tied to a contract.
Phone bills are so expensive. I'm like, shut up.
Stop being poor.
No, that's not it. It's just put in some effort. Why are you like phone contracts? And they don't even have to be contracts.
They don't.
Right?
And a lot of it's like we're in one of the worst places in the world for phone contracts, right? And if like you can swing it here.
Yeah. Like I don't get like, yes, maybe, I don't know. See, because here's the other thing. Someone says, I don't want to be tied to a contract. I don't want to do this. I'm like, okay, fine, fair enough. What about the internet you're paying for? Is that not the same argument? Like you're paying for that.
Yeah, I guess I would say that just because.
And if you have internet, guess what? You need a phone number.
Yeah.
Right? So the only thing I think I have sympathy for are children, like under 18, and
they don't have phones.
Now you really are poor and your parents can't give you a phone.
Yeah.
And like that's the people I feel for. Because like they literally like, but then that sounds like pull your pants up, kid, get a job.
Yeah. What are you, 8?
I did it.
Coal mines,
you
kid.
Can do it.
I think so because of this like really swift backlash with this. They have taken off the requirement. For the prepaid. I still don't think you can use VoIP phone numbers.
I don't think. You can't. No.
Yeah, so I still don't think you use VoIP, but you can use prepaid now.
Yeah, the reason you can't use VoIP is because you could spoof that.
Hell yeah.
Like so easily.
Hell yeah, dude.
And just for context, the reason they want this is because they want to create a less toxic community.
No.
Like with the idea of being, we can.
Like if the prepaid phone plan thing is like bullshit on the consumer end, the less toxic community is bullshit on the developer end, because like you just want that data. In that EULA, there's definitely like, oh, you gave us the data, sick. We're gonna use it for other games. We're gonna sell it. We're gonna do whatever the fuck we want with it.
Right.
And if you don't want to play the game, fuck off. Right.
Yeah. Make no mistake, it's still not as intrusive as Valorant.
Yeah, that's why I still don't play Valorant.
And you don't hear anybody complain about Valorant right now.
I complain about Valorant all the time. It comes up.
I mean that the community's still in that, like that community's still growing.
You're
and
so wrong.
Like it's a lot of the stuff is obviously just launch day controversies.
If League introduces the Valorant anti-cheat,
you're out.
I would quit League.
Oh wow, that's never happening. I guess. But yeah,
please introduce it to League.
Yeah. Overwatch launch day issues. I don't think I'm surprised.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm amazed I've been able to play
at least one match,
at least 10 hours.
Yeah. So why don't you tell me about those 10 hours?
Dude, Overwatch 2 is so Overwatch.
How Overwatch
it's
is
the
it?
most Overwatch.
All right.
So yeah, the first day I actually didn't get to play till like later in the night, so the game had been out I think 6 hours at this point. Logging in, there was like you had to wait a bit. I think I left my login screen on for like 10 minutes and then I got in. But so far, it's been a pretty smooth experience. Yesterday and today, I did the same thing. I just logged in and waited like 10, 15 minutes, and then eventually I got in. And once you're in, I found it would be fine. I've seen people get kicked out or whatnot. I haven't had that issue. It's been pretty smooth sailing for me. As for the game, I think the big question everyone wants to know is like, is this worthy of the designation 2? And
the answer is no.
Kinda, but not really.
Honestly, when I was watching some of our friends play it on Discord the other day, it really, like, I guess visually, I was like, this is Overwatch 1 still.
So visually, it actually looks better.
I can't. Maybe it's just because I can't tell watching it through a stream through Discord.
Yeah.
But yeah, we watched some maps. I was just like, yep.
Yeah, no, like
it's Overwatch.
It's definitely not mind-blowingly upgraded, but it is better visually and its sound is better. But also, I can tell because it uses double the RAM in my graphics card.
Hell yeah.
And I can tell my temperatures are higher than normal. I'm like, oh, this is...
Well, winter's coming up. Heat up your room, kid.
Like, damn, okay. Maybe I do need a new GPU. There's that. like on the surface, it looks like it's the same game, but I would say the change to 5v5 and the reduction of basically all CC except for like the tank literally has all the CC power now.
Yeah, because you're only running one now, right?
Yeah, and there's almost no shields.
Nice.
Like
because you're Reinhardt.
Because Overwatch turned into the shield meta, like who had more shields wins, and it became very long and drawn out. So I think that by changing those factors and bringing it down to 5v5, it's definitely not Overwatch 1. It doesn't. It almost feels the same game, but it's different enough where I can be like, okay, I see why this is more than just quote unquote a patch or just an update. That said, I don't know if it's so far different that I would give it the full number 2. You could argue it's free to play, so the whole model's changed, so blah blah blah, whatever.
I don't know. I don't know if like you changing a business model should be the reason you make it a sequel. That's really weird.
I think we have to remember, like, this game technically is still not out, right?
Is this just early access?
This is early access. Like that's how it's classified. Overwatch 2 isn't out until their PvE portion comes out,
which is whenever.
They say sometime next year, early next year. Which is
so this can't be nominated for Game of the Year this year, was what you're telling me, because it's not out.
Fortunately not.
Hell yeah.
Well, we'll see about that. I'm counting on you, audience. The one major change to this game is it's far more skill based. It feels like it was guided by the visions of wanting to be a real esports title, and because of that, putting your crossovers over a head and hitting fire means way more now compared to before, where it was you're here to manage your hero's abilities and your effectiveness as a team is what mattered more than actually your skill as an individual.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, a well-coordinated team will still rock you, but if you really think you're that good and you're a DPS character or whatever, you probably can get away with it. Like you can get away with just being, I'm a solo carry these bitches. And like it happens all the time. There'll just be like a one guy on the enemy team. It's like, okay, they're clearly a rank above.
So I was gonna say the one thing with like team FPSs, especially in Valorant or Counter-Strike, is that if someone gets on your team or the other team and they're just absolutely cracked, you're fucked, right? Because you just got the Terminator on one side. In this game, like you said before, it was the shield meta. There's a lot of healing, support.
Yeah,
a lot of ways to negate DPS.
Like in Overwatch 1, like I'll give you an example.
Yeah, Genji
could just go on to town on you, but you had so many ways to stop him. Like you had the shield bash from Brigitte, Ana could sleep him, McCree could bang him. Yep. Right, and like instantly he's out of his ultimate. You don't have that here, so that Genji couldn't just go to town on you.
So the thing I want to know is like, how many times have you run into like, maybe not this specific example, but like an example like it where it's like just some cracked fucking Widowmaker is just like zip lining and like airhead shotting kids and then
okay. Yeah, at the moment not too much. There have been times where it literally is a Genji.
Okay.
And he's just smart because I play support and he just backlines and he finds me.
He's like
yeah, and like
you're the threat.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, I can't stop him. Like I literally can't stop him. If I miss my sleep dart, it's over. I'm done. Yeah. Like I shouldn't even bother. But I think what's great is that every hero feels fun and viable because it's still early. Like there is no meta. I've been playing just all roles and just queuing up for whatever. So far, I do really love playing tank. D.Va's a nightmare to deal with now. She's insane. Like,
she's classified as a tank now, right?
She's a tank. Okay. She's always been a tank, but she's a nightmare to deal with. Because you know how before you had the off tank and the main tank?
Yep.
And now you have to be both? So she's the tank with the most mobility.
She does have like the fucking deletion shield.
She has the deletion shield, right? Yeah. And she's one of the few tanks who can actually tank. It's her and Reinhardt and Winston, right?
What about Orisa?
Orisa doesn't have a shield anymore.
But she's got the Fortify, right?
Yeah, for herself.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
She can't save a teammate.
But a Fortify's just stand behind her.
I mean, I guess. Sure.
Get some of that robot booty, you know what I'm saying?
There you could. But yeah, no, so I've been having a lot of fun time playing with D.Va. I have the EDM skin where all her attacks have modified sounds. Yeah, they wub.
Nice.
If you have your base, like you launch that D.Va bomb, it's just, I'm dropping the base. And it's just, it goes in. It's so sick. Like a lot of the cosmetics and all the extras are so cool. they've definitely taken a page out of all the competitors' battle passes and be like, well, what do people like to collect?
Yeah.
So now
Wild shit.
Yeah, you now have charms for your guns, right? You have items you could put into the field. Yeah, it's got that Blizzard level of polish that I really was hoping to see from Gundam, where it's like the game is most definitely an evolved version of the first title, but you come back to it because everything just feels so well put together, and it feels satisfying to play.
Okay.
The new heroes, Junker Queen, that girl's wicked.
But she's like an offensive tank, right?
Yeah, she's so cool.
So what are her abilities actually?
She has a knife with a magnet in it.
Nice.
If she stabs it in you and she pulls it back, you come with the knife.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And then you come into her shotgun, and she just, yeah.
Oh, so she's like Roadhog.
Kinda, but she's just not as strong there.
Okay.
She has an axe where she just cleaves through you and gives you bleed damage, so you're just
Okay.
constantly losing life.
Okay, all right.
And then her last thing is Warcry. If you're just around her, she just gives you instant health or instant armor.
Cool.
Sorry. And then her ultimate is she's like a spinning spear thing, and she just flies through the enemy team and gives them all bleed. Sojourn's the girl with the railgun. Absolute nightmare to deal with. Because
Every time I've seen someone play this game, it's been Sojourn destroying people and then people complaining about Sojourn.
I feel like Sojourn is so busted, but then I don't know what I would do to nerf the character without making it feel just completely useless. She's pretty squishy though. But the character I've been playing the most and is easily going to be my main if it's not Ana is Kiriko, the new support healer.
Okay.
Yo, that character is cracked. The fact that she does triple damage on crit zones and tanks have gigantic crit zones.
That was one of the things where when I saw that it does triple damage, I'm like, this is going to be the character. There are certain characters in League where they're good at pro play.
Yeah.
But everybody thinks that they're pro.
Yeah.
So they use them and they're dog shit.
Yeah.
I feel like Kiriko is the super high skill floor support. Okay.
So every time you run into a game and someone's playing Kiriko, chances are they're dog shit.
Hell yeah.
And I don't mean because they can't hit their things. It's because they forget they're a healer.
Yeah. They just go for the damps, the deeps.
But what I didn't realize is Kiriko has huge healing potential.
Okay.
Like she can't out heal Ana, but she gets pretty damn close. So when I play her, I'm mostly just healing, and the only time I use the actual kunai is if a Genji tries to flank me or someone tries to like dive me, and then at least you don't feel useless, right? And her teleport, just being able to like when you respawn and you can see the people are in a fight, and then you could just whip in there, or if you get booped off a plane, you look back and you warp back. So useful.
It's crazy the distance too.
It's amazing. And then her ult, where it gives you increased attack speed and reduced cool times. Her
pathway or whatever.
Yeah, her pathway is so you don't have to be in it. You just have to touch it. You can leave it.
And how long does it last after you leave?
A couple seconds, and you just hop back in. But it's enough where it's like a big enough track so that you just basically set up in a choke and it's fine.
Yeah.
But it turns with increased attack speed, her kunais just come out so fast, and then you just start to wreck people. And then of course there's your teammate who take care also.
Weren't you saying before, like in the beta, it was like Soldier was just only rockets, pretty much?
Yeah. It was so wild. One of the surprise characters I ended up liking to play a lot because I played with Blaven was Pharah, because with no shields, Pharah is a menace.
Well, yeah, she just flies in the air and shoots rockets all day.
And nobody plays hit scan.
Hell yeah.
Nobody plays that. Because everyone thinks they're like pro Hanzo.
Yeah.
Or pro Genji.
Of course.
Right? And the original pharmacy combo, it is so hard to deal with because Mercy feels so mobile now. Because she has the second jump where she flies to you, but once she gets to you, she could jump again, and it follows momentum.
Air,
But she has another ability where if you jump to somebody and hold crouch, she flies straight up.
Oh.
So if you're with Pharah and you're flying in the air, she can fly higher than Pharah.
And then just like fall down. That's so sick.
Like Mercy's the character I think to play if you're bad at aiming.
Okay.
But you have great situational awareness.
Nice.
Right? Needless to say, I'm having a lot of fun. My only complaint is that battle pass is a grind.
How much? Also, okay. Question.
It's a grind.
Actual real question. Are the heroes easy to get?
Yeah.
Like, when do you get Kiriko in the battle pass?
Oh, level 55 out of
Oh.
80 levels.
Out of 80.
If you've played Overwatch 1, you get her.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're brand new, yeah, it's at level 55.
Okay, second question. Do they say within the battle pass what happens to new champions if you don't get them during the battle pass period?
No, so that's not something we'll be able to find out until the next season in
God.
December.
Because if they don't give you a way to get that character after, like, that kills competitiveness in that game.
I'm sure there's going to be a way, and I can't imagine they're going to charge for it, but I do believe there'll probably be some. You'll probably have to do. They hinted that if you don't have it, they're going to have additional challenges after the season that you can do to get the character.
All right.
What those challenges are, I don't know, and whether or not the time sink is going to be worth it, I don't know.
Interesting.
Let's be real. There's going to be an option to just buy them.
Yeah.
Because it's what it is.
Right. That's what League does.
Also, I got to merge my accounts.
Oh yeah. How much stuff do you got?
I have like everything. I have a lot of stuff. It's so. I was like, oh my god, I have gold weapons for like 6 heroes.
Yeah, because you had them all on the PS4.
Yeah, and then they merge your stats. I'm like, oh no, I have that many hours in this game.
I'm a degenerate. God damn.
No. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah,
Dude.
it's cool. I've been having a lot of fun. Like I'm ready to just play for like
Okay.
a long ass time. I have a feeling though it's going to be like Overwatch 1 where instead of actually playing games, I'll just be playing this.
Well, Overwatch is unfortunately a video game, so.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle choice.
I don't want to hear any complaints about me playing League ever again.
Yeah, but the thing is, I embrace my love for Overwatch. You're against the fact that you love League.
Yeah, actually, yeah, nobody should play League. I highly recommend you don't play.
That's why whenever I see on Discord Anthony is playing League of Legends, I'm like, what a little
What
bitch.
A little bitch. God damn.
But yeah, Overwatch is great. I'm gonna talk more once competitive comes out for. Well, competitive is out, but you can't use Kiriko for the first 2 weeks.
Oh.
That's just the Overwatch rule, right?
You gotta learn her first, and then.
Yeah. So honestly, I'm just playing casual quick play. Only because I want to learn all the maps because that new mode, the push, that mode's cool.
I like that mode a lot. It looks really sick.
It's really cool, but it's just God when you die, it's so far away to come back.
Yeah. Don't die.
Yeah. So I guess that's not. And then I watched the one anime I really wanted to check out, Mobile Suit Gundam, Witch from Mercury.
The Reach from Mercury.
Yeah. Episode 1 came out. They did have a prologue episode that came out like a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
The vibe from episode 1 and the prologue are completely different. Like the prologue is hella dark, hella serious, hella Gundam.
Mm-hmm.
This is totally Bishojo.
Nice. Hell yeah.
I have a feeling a lot of fans, if they only watch the first episode, that's it. Like they're gone. Like
probably.
And you're not getting them back.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Okay. But I do recommend watching at least. I think you should watch the prologue because it explains something in episode 1 that they kind of just gloss over.
Okay.
Okay. And so the setup is there's a girl. She's from Mercury and she's been transferred to a new school. I forget where. I want to say it's on Earth or it's on Mars or somewhere on the moon.
Suletta Mercury.
Yeah, she gets transferred to this preppy school, whatever. Okay. And at this, it's a regular school, whatever. She gets bullied a bit, whatever. But she's never really, been to school before, so she doesn't know how to, how to make friends or talk to people, whatnot.
Yeah. And
so she finds herself getting into a situation where she ends up defending like this princess chick, and because she's the hero, she has that like I need to defend because like you shouldn't be oppressed by bigger bullies or whatnot.
Yeah.
Well, he's not a bully actually. He's her fiance. But he says shit like you should just get rid of that uniform and live in my house and do as you're told and stuff like that.
Do my laundry, bitch.
Yeah, and our hero is like, dude, that's not nice.
So base.
Yeah, but at their school they're like, we decide everything with duels. And you're like, wait, what? Duels? What do you mean duels? Like a sword fight? Like no, we bring out our Gundams. So every student has a mobile suit.
That's sick. It's like Metabots.
Everybody just has one.
That's awesome.
And the reason I say you need to watch the prologue is because the main character has a Gundam, and it completely glossed over the fact that Gundam is special.
Yeah.
And so when it comes out, you're like, why does she have this?
Why is it so cool?
And why is she OP as fuck?
She's the main character, dude.
Yeah. It is so pretty, this show. But it's also CG. Like it is 2D CG.
But does it look like shit?
No.
Okay, that's
like
fine.
the first fight looks so beautiful.
God damn.
It's great. Like it looks good. If you like Revolutionary Girl Utena, that's basically what this is.
I do like Revolutionary Girl Utena.
Like if you watch this first episode, you'd be like, this is hella familiar. Like I know what this is.
I saw a bunch of news stories about the show earlier this week that saying that it has like an LGBT storyline.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Is this like a bigot alert? Do we need a fucking trigger warning here?
No. Just because. Okay, you know how I said they duel? So the reason that he's her fiance is because they dueled for it.
Okay.
Right? Spoilers. She beats the fiance, so technically she's the new fiance.
Okay.
And then she goes, "Oh, but I can't be. I'm a girl." And then the girl says, "Oh, that's not normal? We're on Mercury?" And like that's all it is.
Oh.
Like it's literally just they make a passing joke at it.
And then
that's it.
The internet bro. These kids are so desperate. Oh my god.
Like that's it. Like sure the title is called The Witch and the Bride.
Yeah.
But like that's it. Like there's been no insinuation that they're gay for each other or whatnot. It could be a thing.
If later down the line if that happens, like whatever. Anime does that shit all the time.
Yeah, it's definitely too early to tell.
Yeah.
Right? Who knows where it's gonna go.
All right.
But yeah, check out Gundam Witch from Mercury. It's if you're not into the traditional serious emo boy with politics, give this one a whirl. It's not Build Fighters and it's not G Gundam, but it's its own thing, and I think that makes it fun. Yeah.
Maybe I'll check that out.
I mean, there is some underlying politics in the background, but
you would hope so. It's a Gundam show.
But like at the moment, it's all fun. We're in school.
We're hanging out. We're chilling.
Making friends.
All right.
Potentially banging chicks.
Dude, if you're not banging chicks, what are you doing? Come on.
You're rubbing robots.
Hell yeah.
That's what you're doing.
Dude, chicks are temporary. Robots are forever.
Oh, no.
Let's go.
All right. Okay, cool. And that was my week.
I did one thing.
Oh, I know.
I finished Extraordinary Attorney Woo.
Oh.
So I think last week I had finished 3 episodes.
Wow, you just knocked that one out.
And I watched there's 16 episodes in total, so I watched 13 episodes.
Wow.
And each episode's like an hour.
No, I know, it's a K-drama.
It's brutal. I got to say, not like it's weird having back-to-back TV shows with Edge Runners.
Oh,
and this where I'm just like, wow, I literally cannot wait to watch the next episode. This is crazy.
Welcome to the rest of the world.
Yeah, I would think about this show like,
oh no,
out and about.
Oh man,
I'd be like, what's going on? Like, I wonder what's gonna happen. Like next, and the way I watched it is like I would watch like 2 episodes, 3 episodes a night, and then I'd like leave that time for me to like process what happened in this like arc, and then do whatever, and then move on to the next one.
Yeah.
So overall, I love this show.
Oh wow,
the show is actually fucking amazing.
Wow.
But there are some things that I really dislike, which I will start with. So I'll start with the bad.
Okay.
And I'll end with the good.
Okay.
So I hate the K-drama.
Oh my god.
So there are certain things in this show where,
but it's hella K-drama.
For as much as they want to break away from the norm with their topic. Wait,
hold on. Are you sure they want to break from the norm?
At least it seems like that way, because like anytime I watch any other K-drama, I've made it in like 3 episodes, and I'm like, this is just the same formula, but like we can play video games in real life.
Okay, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Or like a guy from North Korea dropped on top of me, and now we're gonna start it all over again.
That's a good one.
I heard it.
I
heard that one's pretty good.
That one's a good one.
I haven't watched it. But the character certain characters have certain development that in the same way that I complained about, what's that anime movie where the 2 lovers switch bodies?
Your Name?
Yeah, Your Name. The same reason I don't like some of the characters in Your Name. These characters have emotional swings and turns that are strictly for the development of the story and not anything within their character. There's like no build up to their change of heart or for the reasonings of why they would be this way. So, for example, there's one male attorney on the team of 3, and he's known as like the tactician, right? And he starts out this whole thing. He's like, I got out of school. I'm a junior attorney. I'm trying to make a name for myself. this attorney Wu is a fucking autist genius, and I can't compete with her law knowledge, so I gotta figure out other ways to get around.
Oh, is this the one who goes to the other firm?
Well, I think he tries to.
Oh, right.
So
yes.
what happens is like the whole show, this man is like, he's kind of the man on the inside, throwing just sticks into everybody's plans, right? But near the end of the show, there's like one episode. It was just basically, I've learned that every Korean piece of media has their equivalent of the beach episode. And it is the Jeju Island episode.
They gotta go.
If there is an episode where they are going to Jeju Island, that is the episode that is just like the fun, very low consequences.
I mean, how else are we gonna promote tourism?
Exactly.
Everyone's going to Okinawa.
True. And so there is the Jeju Island episode, and this character has this like complete change of heart in the way he portrays himself and the way he carries himself. And the explanation is because like there's no build up. It goes from like the pendulum 100 on negative and then a pendulum 100 on positive. And there's like no build up for in between. And there's a couple characters who have that really like just lack of development. Like there's no flow through. The Jeju Island episodes are 2 episodes. They could have cut that down to 1 because the storyline is kind of whatever there, and they could have used that time to build up this character development, and it would have been totally fine. But they were just like, nah, we gotta show off the tourism of Korea, so he's good now. So that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And then this is a me problem. Okay, I know exactly the type of beats that they are trying to hit, and the emotions that they are trying to pull when they hit certain romance sections.
Of course.
Right? Like just like soft piano over some light strings and like a soft female voice doing whatever she says in Korean.
I like it.
During the they put like the bloom on over the portraits to like during the really emotional scenes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know exactly what you're doing, and I'm still falling for it, and I fucking hate it. And I've like come to the realization of like why kind of just like women in general like these type of shows.
But you like it.
I like this one. This one's really good.
Yeah.
But it creates this like super idealized version of romance from the female's perspective.
What are you talking about? This is how all romance works.
Yeah.
What are your relationships like? Because mine are identical to these
Damn,
shows.
that's crazy. You gotta hook me up, right? It's always like the hottest guy in the firm, likes the quirky whatever.
Yeah.
And then, but like she breaks up with him, and like, oh my god, what could happen? But then, not to be outdone, he fights for her love and like does whatever, and like it's so stereotypical.
Yeah, but how can you say that? Because you love shonen. It's the same shit.
Yeah, but that's realistic.
Oh,
all right.
My God.
Okay, that's cool. All right, and yeah, I get it. This is shonen.
Like this is that.
This
genre.
is shonen for ladies, right? But like I'm starting to like figure out the formula because I've now watched enough.
Okay.
To where I'm seeing the strings.
Yeah.
Now, and I didn't see them before.
Yeah.
But the positives about this show is their portrayal of autism and disabled people in general in regular day life. It coming from a Korean perspective, like I said last time, in a very conservative country, and then also just the crime aspect. Like they have super interesting cases that also parallel the stories that the characters are having within their own personal lives, and then you get this like nice little kind of wrap up. The episode always follows the structure of new case. There's a problem in the new case. We have an experience. The main character has an epiphany moment, and then we bring it up and we wrap it up in a way that both wraps up the problems that the characters are currently experiencing in the show, and that mirrors the problems in the case.
Yep.
And you could say that is a very cookie cutter and kind of boring way to do it, but I think each case is so interesting that I've never had an issue with it kind of being the same formula every time.
Okay.
The way they treat Attorney Wu in general. They tackle a lot of tough questions in terms of like, yes, she is autistic, but she is an adult with a professional job, and like, at what level do you give her leeway for her actions, and at what level do you tell her that it's not appropriate within certain everyday life? Are you giving someone unfair chances because they're disabled subconsciously? And one of my favorite episodes, it was episode 10. It specifically dealt with a woman who had like a intelligence disability. So I think she had like sub 90 IQ, I think. But she had a relationship with someone who was regularly developed. And the mother said that they caught them having sex, and she said it was quasi-rape of a disabled person.
Oh.
Right? And it brings up this like really hard morality question of like, should we allow disabled people should we allow the disabled people the ability to make certain mistakes that normal people would make? Right? Like,
no.
well, that's like that's the general social consensus, right? Because people who are kind of mentally handicapped like that, they are especially vulnerable to malicious people.
Yeah.
But in this case, they make it, they set it up as like, this guy's kind of like in a gray area. And also it does seem like they do have some sort of mutual love for each other, but can that love, even though it's valid between the two people, can it exist within a society that protects disabled people like we do? And the show brings up a lot of these like hard-hitting morality questions when it comes to disabled people in everyday life.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
Do they ever fail to answer the question because I don't want to say a third party, but because forces beyond their control abruptly end the situation?
That's kind of what happens in that episode 10, where the disabled, like, slight spoilers.
Yeah.
The disabled girl comes up to the attorneys outside of the court section and says, like, please don't put him in jail. I actually love him. My mom, she hates men. And when she saw that, she told me to tell the police that he raped me.
Okay.
Right? And the way that trial ends is in a specific way.
Okay.
And you're kind of like, huh. And there are a couple episodes as well where I think there was one, it was like a camp episode where a kid or an adult, he helps run a summer camp for kids, where instead of taking to this education academy, he just hijacks the bus, takes them to the woods, and then they just like play hopscotch and bake potatoes. But he kidnapped children.
Yep.
And the ending of that episode is like, you don't know what happened to that guy, right? And you're kind of left with the moral ambiguity of like, is society, just because society accepts something doesn't mean that it's good for them, or is it? Right? They bring up a lot of hard topics, which I did not expect at all out of this show. I kind of expected some light crime drama followed by a bunch of romance, but they lean into it. I think the show like really comes into its own, like maybe after like 4 or 5 episodes, and yeah, they swing for the fences and they hit it every time. So
yeah, because I think the only episode I've seen, or not, but the only case that I'm aware of is I think there's like a guy and he has a wife, and he wins a case, but then he's trying to divorce his wife.
Yeah.
But that ends with a
that's a K-drama ending, and I hated that.
I was like, oh, that's how they're gonna solve it, huh?
Because that whole scenario was so great, and it was so like just like mentally tasking.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, nah, boom.
Yeah, I was like, oh, karma's a bitch. Okay.
That episode is not I guess what's the word I'm looking for?
Indicative?
It's not indicative of the rest of the series.
Okay.
That one really sucked. That one really felt like they wrote themselves into a corner and they didn't know what to do. But I would highly recommend this show. I'll admit I don't watch a lot of television.
Yeah.
But to me, this is a show that deals with like autism and certain mental disabilities in a very opaque, like not opaque, clear, like
okay,
in a very direct way. That I've never seen other shows do, where usually they kind of like skirt around it and just, or they categorize the disabled person as unfortunate.
Yeah.
Right. And it is fair to say that like Woo Young Woo, the main character, she kind of does have a superpower, right? they put her into like the Rain Man category, but for law, and she can like encyclopedic knowledge through her brain, exact articles and lines of laws and stuff.
My favorite is the fake wind that happens when she decides to use her powers. It's indoors. Wind blows her hair.
Oh yeah, those I kind of like that shit. It's pretty funny.
Like,
yeah.
Oh,
and it plays like the whale sounds and stuff. I kind of dig it. But yeah, they go into so many different directions of not just her personal life, but her family life and like stuff. Other people trying to manipulate her with like actually good opportunities, but it's to their own end, and they're still using disabled people to further their career. It's really good. Minus like if you don't like K-dramas, kind of like for the same reason, I would say still watch it. It's not that egregious. There's enough good in there for you to get over like whatever random fucking made up drama moments are in there.
Yeah.
But the show is extraordinary. It's really good.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Just had to take that one in there, huh?
Yeah. I would highly recommend. I think if I didn't like Cyberpunk as much as I do, I would. This would be like
say,
show
good
of the
luck.
year.
Good luck.
Because this show, like the story progressions, it's like the antithesis of Cyberpunk.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Where it starts out on this like high thing, and then he's like going just like to the depths of hell, pretty much.
Yeah, man.
The whole episode. This is like you start off low, and then you end on like this really nice, everything's tied up with a bow, happy ending type thing. Like they're complete opposites on a graph. So.
Yeah, for sure. Cool.
But it's great. I can see why. I think this was like the final episode was one of the most watched television show in Korean history or something.
Really?
Yeah, there's some crazy stat on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would have never guessed.
But it's good.
Extraordinary attorney.
Attorney Woo. I wonder if I can find that stat. Percentage one? It's not on the Wikipedia? God damn. Whatever.
All right.
Oh well.
Time to watch Boys Over Flowers.
I finished that one already.
I know you did.
I just don't want to talk about it.
I know. I know.
That one.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Dude, that one. Okay.
Because everything you just said is that show.
So here's the thing with Boys Over Flowers.
No.
Right?
There's no excuse.
The thing with Boys Over Flowers is that show leans into the junk so hard that it becomes good again. I will never say that show is good. I will say that show is fun.
Mm-hmm.
That is the G Gundam of Korean drama.
Dude, that's an insult. G Gundam.
That's the Fast 9 of K-dramas.
Wow.
It leans into itself so hard that it loops back around and becomes funny. It's like watching The Room.
Mm-hmm.
It's so bad it's good.
All right.
Now that's a show.
Dang. Well, before we go, we do have a question to chew on.
Hell yeah.
Paul Chu does write in. So Cyberpunk seems to be the most mainstream / best PC master race example.
Exactly.
All of the console release bugs really got a lot of console diehards to take a step back and look at how much better the game was on PC.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say are the manga master race titles?
Bro,
that's
easy.
I cannot answer any of these.
I can give you the number one version of this answer for this question.
Okay, is it One Piece?
It's Berserk.
Oh, I guess that's fair.
Berserk has only ever had dog shit adaptations.
What? The first anime wasn't so bad.
Absolute dog shit adaptation. Okay, no, the first one is okay.
The first one's all right.
First one's okay. But everything beyond that one is fucking trash. And I will say that Berserk is like Hall of Fame category for manga. That shit is insane.
I think most people would agree with that.
Yeah.
I think everyone would agree with that.
That's so crazy that they fuck that up every single time.
It was just too easy.
I think some other ones would probably... more recently, for me, it's Blue Period and Kengan Omega.
Okay.
Kengan Asura. The two animes on the Netflix shows. Anything past season 1 of One Punch Man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What about One Pieces?
One Piece is just that's 11 out of 10 wherever you watch it.
Wow,
That's fine.
That's bold words,
Dude, you should watch some of the new episodes, and it's like a movie level animation.
Yeah,
quality.
I'd have to watch like 700 prior.
No, you just go watch the clip on Crunchyroll's YouTube channel.
No. Don't be crazy,
Dude. What? There's I think Chainsaw Man's gonna be good.
Ooh, but do you think it's gonna be better than the manga?
It might be. I don't know. It doesn't look like they're gonna censor anything. So
Okay.
there's some rough stuff in there. So we'll
Okay.
we'll see. As good as Jujutsu Kaisen looks, I still like the messy art style of the anime better. And this is not necessarily, of the manga better.
Okay.
And this is not necessarily a quality issue. It's a style issue.
Yeah.
Where his art is very messy, and the way he lines certain things in the manga is something I don't know if they've been able to capture 1-to-1 to the anime.
Mm.
There's also the opposite examples.
Yeah.
Like the Great Teacher Onizuka anime is much better than the manga.
Mm.
What's that other one? Fuck.
I don't know.
God, I can't remember right now. There was another example I had of like, I think the Initial D anime is better than the manga. The dub.
No. Oh, that one's tough. Because I don't know if the early stages are better than the manga.
I don't know, for some reason, like when they use those like kind of shitty 3D models.
That's the worst part.
But I think it stylistically matches the manga, because if you look at characters in Initial D, they're not well drawn, right?
Yeah, but like
the draws have the cars, the cars look so out of place in that world that translating the car is a 3D model and it looks out of place in the anime, I think that's fantastic.
I see what you're saying, but in the manga, I don't have to see the cars move.
Fair.
And it just looks better.
Fair. You can just imagine. Yeah.
Because watching those cars move in the first few stages is like watching a bar of soap just move around a bathtub. It's awful. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, what do you think in your mind? Because you don't read a lot of manga, or you don't read any.
Yeah.
But like, what do you think of an anime that possibly couldn't be better in manga format?
That couldn't be better in manga format? I don't know, because like a lot of my favorite anime are just anime originals.
Nice. Well, a lot of those get manga adaptations after the fact,
and
right?
no one hears about them.
Exactly. Like Gurren Lagann has a manga adaptation.
I know it does, and nobody knows about it.
Well, now they do.
Yeah, like a lot of Gundam, right? There's no manga for that.
Yeah. Do you think that the Origin anime is better, or could be possibly better than the Origin manga that came out, like Gundam the Origin?
That's tough, because like I think they both have their place, but I think I prefer the anime.
Okay.
Yeah, I prefer the anime. I don't know. There's a lot, but like I can't think of a mainstream. Like, what's the biggest mainstream thing where people pulled back the curtain and were like, "Oh shit, the manga's better."
Bleach.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think currently it's Naruto. I think there's a lot of like newer gen kids who are like Gen Z kids who are getting into anime and manga for the first time, and they'll watch original Naruto and they'll be like, "The fuck is this?" Like every other episode's a filler episode.
Yeah,
this looks like shit. And then they'll read the manga and they're like, "This is just quality from the jump, baby."
Okay.
So
I'm pretty sure the Dragon Ball Z manga can't be better.
Ooh,
it can't be better. It can't be better.
It can't. I don't think
it cannot be better.
That's actually surprisingly one I've never read. I think I've read some of Super.
You have not read it. No.
Yeah, I've read some of Super.
Yeah,
but in my mind, Dragon Ball is an anime exclusive.
Absolutely,
that's an anime original.
Hell yeah, man.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, that's probably the one I'm thinking of the most. Speaking of dubs, have you watched The Boys Japanese dub?
No.
Bro, that's a vibe.
God damn.
You gotta check that out.
Okay. Right.
Audience, look for some clips. It's great.
But yeah, Initial D dub better than the sub. Just so you know.
Stop.
What?
Stop with the lie.
You're always telling me to watch dubs, all right? And I watched one and it was good.
When have I ever said to watch a dub?
Dude, you're always telling me.
What?
Stop being such a weeb, Anthony. Watch some dubs.
No, I don't say that.
Okay.
I say you are such a weeb. Stop reading.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Also, probably, sorry, last one. Okay. Probably like every Baki season. I think the Baki seasons aren't bad, but they're not as good as the manga.
I don't think Baki's big enough for people to care.
Well, that's probably why. All right, because the anime is not up to par.
Yeah, I think the one most people know about is One Punch Man.
Yeah,
like that's the one.
And going from season 1 to season 2 is brutal.
Baroka.
What
about Attack on Titan?
AOT's been pretty quality.
Yeah, but that last season when they went to Mappa, like I thought it was fine.
Was Mappa the Levi fight or no?
No. Mappa's where it's time skip.
Yeah. That's hard. That's hard.
That's hard. Okay, what about Demon Slayer?
That's also hard.
Oh.
That's also really hard.
Yeah.
Because the visualizations, like that's an episode, or that's a series where the CG actually
matters.
Yeah,
it does.
And the lighting effects they get off of like the 3D shit in there is so sick. But the manga is also so sick. I would say maybe post like Mappa AOT is worse than the manga.
Worse enough where you'd be like, okay, don't bother watching?
No.
Okay. That's all I needed to know. No.
But like the way that man draws that final arc is insane.
Yeah.
It's almost berserk levels of detail. It's pretty sick.
Okay.
Recommend at least looking at it.
All right. Cool. Well, that's it from us then.
Yeah.
Thanks for the question, Paul. And thank you, listener, for listening. If you want to hear more about Overwatch 2, you can tune in next week. We'll talk about Overwatch 2.
No.
If you don't want to hear about Overwatch 2, too fucking bad. Bye.